What does anxiety recovery actually feel like? How can you tell if you've really overcome anxiety? What does true acceptance really mean? Many friends dealing with anxiety have studied Morita therapy and read tons of self-help books on anxiety. They get the theory, but in practice, things don't seem to improve. If anything, they feel more lost. Many people think that once they achieve acceptance, the discomfort will disappear. They believe the physical symptoms will just vanish. But that's actually a misconception. Acceptance doesn't make everything better instantly. Acceptance is just an attitude. It's like realizing you're going bald. Instead of getting hair plugs or wearing hats, you just shave it all off and confidently go out in public. Not only does it not affect your life, you might even be ready for worse outcomes. The uncomfortable physical reactions will still happen. Acceptance just means that when they come, you don't complain or try to escape. You just resist them for a shorter time. But people who haven't accepted it, when the physical symptoms hit, they want to run away, panic, and get irritated, which actually makes they end up suffering both physically and mentally. At its core, true acceptance is an attitude of resignation. There's no use in being anxious about it. Some people are even pushed to their limits by their symptoms. They completely give up, and ironically, that's when things get better. Bring it on, I'm not going to fight you anymore. Secondly, many people accept it, but not completely. Because when there's a slight relapse, their confidence starts to waver. They feel like acceptance didn't really help. Since the physical symptoms still appear, they start to question if they're really on the so they subconsciously start worrying about anxiety again. And this repeated worrying creates even more anxiety, pulling them back to square one. You need to know that anxiety recovery isn't a straight line up. It's more like a wavy up and down progression. Ups and downs are totally normal. You might even have worse reactions than before. Most people actually get stuck here, doubting themselves and losing confidence. It's really hard for anxious people to pull themselves out. They're constantly comparing themselves to how they were when normal. When they compare, they see no improvement. They feel disappointed. This leads to feelings of depression in the moment, and they fall back into mental barriers, always feeling like there's a wall in their brain. Something's just not right. In reality, all these behaviors are just in your head. True indifference and consistent acceptance is where recovery really begins.